Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Fifth Element. And this movie is directed by Luc Besson, and it came out in 1997, starring Bruce Willis, Jovovich, if I pronounced that correctly. I'm always never sure how to pronounce her name. And Gary Oldman, Chris Tucker are also in it, and it's a film that I haven't seen before and has had mixed reviews, so when you go into a movie with mixed reviews, you never really know what you're going to get. And I watched it, and it's not as bad as Lucy, but I didn't care for this movie that much. And unlike a movie like Lucy, there were some good things in this movie. There were some character designs that I did like, and production-wise, there were also some elements to it that I did like some sets that I liked to see, and some futuristic stuff that was moderately interesting. Some of it, at least. Most of it wasn't, but I'll get into that later. I thought Bruce Willis was the best part of this movie. I thought he was good, and whenever he's on screen, I could go with the movie. I'm not saying it was great. I'm just saying that when he was on screen, I was able to watch the movie and not be super bored by it, because I think he has a good presence, and he helps carry it for me. And there were some attempts at comedy that I felt didn't fall flat, mostly from Bruce Willis. There were a couple jokes that I did laugh at, with the movie, not at the movie. In the first 10 minutes I did enjoy, but unfortunately the rest of the movie I did not really care for. And the world that this movie takes place in, it's not really all that interesting. The entire time I was just thinking, this is just a worse version of Blade Runner, and there are quite a few similarities to Blade Runner, except it doesn't really have the elements that made Blade Runner interesting. It's just kind of a lot more simple and not capturing what I would want out of a science fiction movie. And as much as I did like some of the character designs and set designs, a lot of it just felt way too goofy to me. Like the costumes, and you would smoke cigarettes backwards, or people's hairs would look way too goofy and too far out there, and it was just really dumb looking, and I couldn't get into it whatsoever. And the movie felt very 90s to me, even though it's supposed to take place in the 22nd century or something. The 23rd century, my bad. And a lot of it just feels very 90s, and I guess it's just a product of its time, but nothing about it feels timeless, and it just feels stuck in the past. And there were some effects that looked pretty dated. Some stuff still looks good, others don't. I found the story to be incredibly stupid, simple, but still stupid. And I didn't care for the characters, and the music in the movie I thought was awful. I hated it. It was distracting, stupid, and I just wanted the movie to just stop using the music. It was so, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just pulling me out of the experience. Every time we heard anything that was involving the soundtrack or the film's actual score for the film, I just wished that it wasn't being used whatsoever. And another issue I have with this movie is the villain of the film, played by Gary Oldman. He's probably the main villain, I guess, even though he doesn't interact with our heroes ever, once, really. Well, not with Bruce Willis, maybe Milla Jovovich at one point, possibly, maybe, I don't remember. Yeah, those two interacted at one point, but not with Bruce Willis. He was never involved, and Bruce Willis is the main character, and I don't find Gary Oldman's character to work as a villain. I found him to be very goofy and distracting. I didn't really care for the chemistry between Bruce Willis and Milla Jovovich. I found it to be very forced and awkward. I didn't really care for the comedy that was sprouted between them because Mila Jovovich is basically a baby, and I just found it to be very distracting. If you've seen the movie, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, then I don't think I should say, because it'll probably make you look at this movie as like something like very dark and disturbing. I'll say that much. The action in this movie, boring, and didn't have me compelled at any point because I didn't care. It wasn't as boring as a movie like Lucy, or Stupid, I should say, but still not good. And that's about all I have to say about The Fifth Element. It's dated, stupid, and kind of boring, with a couple things that I liked. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. There were things that I did like I've mentioned already. If Bruce Willis wasn't in the movie at all, then this movie would be a lot worse. So he does carry the movie quite a bit for me. Chris Tucker, he was kind of annoying, and Gary Oldman was annoying. Mila Jovovich was annoying. Ian Holm, he was fine, but aside from that, nothing really to note. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Fifth Element a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Fifth Element, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Total Recall. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.